Massage and acupressure make facial skin healthy and beautiful, prevent and treat acne. Hi. Skin irritation can arise when the skin cannot regenerate cells or process sebum effectively, leading to clogged pores. In case the affected area becomes infected, it may show redness and even swelling. Such infections are often related to factors such as hormonal fluctuations, stress, or changes in diet. Furthermore, the phenomenon of many women regularly using strong cleaning products also unintentionally harms the healthy bacterial ecosystem on the skin microbiome, leading to skin damage with redness and rashes, or even severe infection. In addition to the reason for regularly over-cleansing the skin as mentioned above, wearing tight clothes or materials that cause a lot of friction and rubbing on the skin also contributes to skin irritation, especially in the neck area, nape, etc. To have healthy and beautiful skin in general and facial skin in particular, and especially to prevent and effectively treat facial redness or acne, there are many methods have been applied, from modern methods to traditional methods, and all have very encouraging results for each specific case. In addition to skin care and treatment options for facial conditions such as yoga exercises, nutrition, diet, functional foods, vitamins, etc., people also often apply exercises, massage, acupuncture, and acupressure very effectively. I have also released a number of videos like this in the past. You can watch them again. Today, to continue mentioning this topic, I would like to give you one more option. This is a simple massage and acupressure exercise, hoping that through it you will have another useful and more effectively tool to contribute to making the face always bright, radiant, and full of vitality, and effectively prevent skin sagging, rashes, inflammation, or rough acne. To practice effectively and avoid wasting unnecessary time if you practice incorrectly, please pay attention and practice with me. To practice this exercise well, we will have to correctly identify and properly influence the following important acupuncture points. The Shaguan acupoint, the Yingxiang acupoint, the Yintang acupoint, the two-way acupoint, and the Tsuchi acupoint. The best practice position for this exercise is sitting position. We can sit comfortably on the floor or in a chair. First, we will stimulate the Shaguan acupuncture point. Each of us has two Shaguan acupoints located on both sides of the face, in front of the ears like this. This is the Shaguan acupoint on my right. And this is the Shaguan acupoint on my left. The Shaguan acupoint is the seventh acupoint of the stomach meridian. You can take a closer look at the Shaguan acupoint in video ST7. The Shaguan acupoint is located about 1 cun from the front edge of the ear, right below the cheekbone like this. For massage and acupressure, determining the Shaguan acupoint quickly and accurately is very simple. You just need to tightly close two fingers, index finger and middle finger together like this. Then place them close to the front of your ears like this. And drag two fingers straight down. When the tip of the middle finger slides over the cheekbone and falls into a depression just below the cheekbone, that is the position of the Shaguan acupoint. Here, this is the Shaguan acupoint on my right. Similarly, on this side is the position of the Shaguan acupoint on the left. To effectively influence the Shaguan acupoint, you can use gentle pressing and rotating techniques. You can use any fingertip, but the most convenient is probably the tip of the middle finger or the tip of the thumb. And you can stimulate two Shaguan acupoints at the same time like this. Now, first of all, practice the pressing technique with me. We use the tip of the middle finger, or the tip of the thumb, to press on the two Shaguan acupoints like this. We slowly increase the pressure until we feel very tight at the acupuncture point and then maintain that pressure for 15 to 20 seconds. Come on, practice the acupressure technique with me for 15 seconds. To practice together, please pay attention to the clock bell on the screen. Then, we immediately use the same fingertips to rotate the acupuncture point where we just pressed it, also within about 15 seconds. Thus, you can repeat a few times acupressure for 15 seconds at a relatively strong level within your pain threshold, and rub circularly on the acupoint for 15 seconds as above. If you press relatively gently, you can repeat these two pressing and rubbing procedures about 5 times. But if you press and rub harder, you can reduce the number of repetitions to about 3 times, which is appropriate for each training session. This is the most important acupoint in this exercise with special effects that help us have healthy, beautiful, and vibrant facial skin. Now, we will move on to stimulate the two Yingxiang acupoints. The Yingxiang acupoint is the 20th acupoint located on the large intestine meridian. You can review the Yingxiang acupoint in video Li20. Here, these are my two Yingxiang acupoints. The Yingxiang acupoints are located on both sides of the nose, the intersection between the horizontal line of the base of the nose and the nasolabial groove. To press and rub the Yingxiang acupoint, you can also use the tip of your index finger or middle finger like this. Here, you choose so that the tip of your finger falls into the concave place that is the position of the Yingxiang acupoint. Similar to how to influence the Shaguan acupoint mentioned above, now we also press two Yingxiang acupoints with the two index fingers like this for 15 to 20 seconds. Here I will practice with you press on the Yingxiang acupoint for 15 seconds. And, we still use the tips of our index fingers to rub on the two acupuncture points. Also within 15 seconds, we will follow the clock bell. Combining pressing and rubbing the Yingxiang acupoint like this has a special effect in preventing and reducing inflammation that causes dark spots, especially in the nose, and areas near the nose. We can repeat the cycle of 15 seconds of pressing and 15 seconds of rubbing about 3 to 5 times per workout session. Now, the third acupoint in today's exercise is the Yintang acupoint. The Yintang acupoint is the extra points. You can review the Yintang acupoint in video EM2, or it may also have another international symbol EXHN3. This is my Intang acupoint. It's between my eyebrows like this. Properly applying the Intang acupoint will contribute to reducing the skin's excessive sebum secretion, making the skin more airy, soft, smooth and pleasant. Because each of us only has one Intang acupoint, and because it is located in this position, we can easily stimulate the acupoint by using a fingertip such as the thumb, index finger, or middle finger. Using the same press and rub method as above for the Shaguan acupoint, we first press on the Intang acupoint for about 15 seconds. The pressing force is relatively strong, enough to cause pain within your tolerance threshold. You can slightly lower your head and rest your forehead on your fingertips through the Intang acupoint like this to reduce fatigue. Now let's move on to the technique of rubbing our fingertips in circles like this, also for about 15 seconds. If this time you turn your finger in one direction, next time you turn it in the opposite direction. You can repeat the cycle of pressing for 15 seconds and rotating for 15 seconds 3 to 5 times for good results. Now, to enhance the ability to fight inflammation and swelling of the facial skin, we will move on to the next acupoint, the two-way acupoint. The two-way acupoint is the 8th acupoint located on the stomach meridian. You can review the exact location and how to identify the two-way acupoint in video ST8. These are my two-way acupoints. They are located on the upper two corners of my forehead. To stimulate the two-way point, you can press on it with the tip of your middle finger like this. The pressure on the acupuncture point is also relatively strong. Enough to cause a feeling of pain, but it is positive pain and within your ability to endure with excitement. Come on, let's press two-way acupoints for about 15 seconds with our two middle fingers like this, and listen to the clock ringing on the screen. Properly applying two-way acupressure will contribute to beautifying facial skin, reducing and preventing excessive sebum secretion, clogging pores, causing roughness and even facial dermatitis. And now we still use the two middle fingers, circularly rubbing on the two acupuncture points that have just been pressed, rubbing continuously for about 15 seconds. Now I would like to invite you to practice the last acupoint of today's exercise, which is the Tsuchi acupoint. The Tsuchi acupoint is the 11th acupuncture point located on the same meridian as the Yingxiang acupoint mentioned above, which is the large intestine meridian. You can review the location and how to get the Tsuchi acupoint in detail in video LI11. Here, this is my Tsuchi acupoint on my right arm, which is right at the outer edge of the elbow crease if we bend the forearm with the arm like this. Similarly, we also have the Tsuchi acupoint on the other arm. To effectively stimulate the Tsuchi acupuncture point, we will press and rub each acupuncture point on each side in turn. You can start with either side first, But for convenience and if there are no problems, we will start together with the Tsuchi Acupoint on the right first. Pressing on the Tsuchi Acupoint is very easy to do. You can use it in many ways and with different fingers depending on your inspiration and ability. For example, pressing on the acupoint with your thumb like this is simple and easy to do. In addition, you can also use the tip of your index finger or middle finger to press directly on the Tsuchi Acupoint like this, which is also very possible and very interesting. The pressure here is relatively strong and can be stronger than pressing the acupuncture points on the face just now, as long as it is within your own tolerance threshold. The time to press continuously is about 15 to 30 seconds. Here we will practice pressing the Tsuchi Acupoint together for about 15 seconds. Properly affecting the Tsuchi Acupoint will have a very strong effect on beautifying the facial skin, preventing inflammation, especially red pimples like rashes on the face. Now let's move on to the next technique, which is rotating the fingertips, also for about 15 seconds as above. The fingertip rotation here is gentle, but strong enough to cause a feeling of tingling and excitement in the acupuncture point area and around the acupuncture point just pressed. You can repeat the cycle of pressing for 15 seconds and then rubbing for 15 seconds, so 3 to 5 times. It is appropriate for each workout session. Finally, you will move on to stimulate the Tsuchi Acupoint on your left arm, also with the technique of pressing for 15 seconds and rotating for 15 seconds, and also repeat 3 to 5 times similar to the Tsuchi Acupoint on the right. You can practice this exercise at any free time of the day. However, there are two best times: in the morning when you wake up, and in the evening before going to bed. Hopefully, with this small exercise, you will practice diligently, combining it well with other measures from implementing a healthy lifestyle, eating properly, sleeping enough and on time, and having a positive spirit to other activities. By practicing nourishing exercise, meditation, yoga, etc., you will always be able to nourish healthy, beautiful, smooth, and vibrant facial skin. Wishing you good health and beauty. Thank you. Goodbye and see you again.